Hey, welcome back to the astrology of it all. I'm Jacayla, and today we're talking about Leo season 2026. And before you go or feel like, I don't need another Leo season episode, main character energy, be confident, live your truth. No, stop. That's not what I'm going to be talking about, okay? Please, listen. Because this is the loudest guy of the entire year. And I need you to hear me when I say that. Jupiter is in Leo for the first time in 12 years, dude. The lunar nodes are switching signs, which only happens every year and a half. I feel so nerdy about this stuff, but I get so excited. But anyway, and in the middle of all of that, on August 12th, there is a total solar eclipse in Leo during Leo season. So this is not going to be some I don't know, like wear gold and manifest episode. No, stuff is happening and I want to get into it. So let's get into it if we gonna do it. So first, let's kind of talk about real quick for anybody who's new here. I probably should make a little bit of an introduction, potentially. Where did my mouse go? It just oh, here it is. Okay, thank you. I have like 5 monitors, so sometimes I lose the mouse. But so if you're new here, hi, welcome. Here's how I do astrology because it may not be what you're used to. So I don't read the zodiac as personality types. I like to read them as seasons, literally. Humans watch what the earth does as the sun moves through the year, and over generations, I feel like they kind of correlate, like a language for how each stretch of that cycle shapes you. Like, honestly, you could kind of even drop the astrology from my stuff if you really wanted to, but don't, because I think it's fun. But anyway, so I see every sign as a survival strategy for the conditions you were born into. Whoa, sorry, just saw like a random news from Real Housewives of Orange County. Somebody's son was involved in the fire. Jennifer, oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm sorry. I digress. So every sign is a survival strategy for the conditions it was born into, which is the whole method I kind of look at. So when I say Leo season, I don't just mean the date, I mean the actual conditions outside right now. So do me a favor and kind of think about what late July feels like. The sun's at its full strength. Everything that made it through spring is in full bloom. The fruit's ripening, not hiding behind the leaves. Nothing in nature is being subtle right now. And that's Leo season, high summer. And the strategy this season, it teaches a radiant expression from a strong center. And I kind of want to sit on that word center for a second because it's the part that I think a lot of people miss about Leo. Because it's not performance. Performance is more so, I think, when you shine for the reaction. Instead, high summer doesn't check to see if you're watching. The sun doesn't take a request. It radiates because it's full. And that's the assignment of this season for everybody, not just for Leos, but to express from overflow, not for applause. And I want you to hold on to that because the sky, I think, is about to test that exact distinction, like in an aggressive manner, to be real with you. So let's kind of map the whole season. Don't worry about memorizing this because we're going to walk through all of it. July 23rd, the sun enters Leo, and on the same day, Mercury, finally child, goes direct. It's been retrograde through Cancer all month, so if your July kind of felt like you were wading through soup, that's why. But the season opens with a green light. Also, July 23rd, and this is huge, the lunar nodes change signs. South node into Leo, north node into Aquarius. That's a brand new chapter starting, 18 months long. July 29th, Jupiter cazimi in Leo. I'll explain what a cazimi is. It's good, I promise. Same day, full moon in Aquarius. And August 12th, that's the big one, boys and girls. Total solar eclipse at 20 degrees of Leo. And then August 17th, Mars squares Neptune while Venus sextiles Jupiter, which is kind of like confusion and grace on the same day. And August 22nd, the very last day of the season, the sun sits down right on top of the south node, and the season literally ends on the same question opened with, which when I saw that, I was like, all right, okay, poetic. We see you. So now before we get into the transits, I want to teach you something because I feel like this is a part of the episode where you may become a super astrologer. I'm not one though, so you'll bypass me. But a season is not one block of weather. You know this. You've lived through summers. Late July does not feel like late August. The light's different. The mornings are different. Something shifts. Everything just hitting a little different. In the zodiac, we actually have a language for that, and we call it a decan, not from your church. So every sign covers about 30 degrees of the sun's path, right? And a decan, it just splits that into 3 chunks of 10 degrees, roughly 10 days each. And actually, if you're listening, this is the thing I was trying to explain to you in the garage. So the sign gives you the climate for the month. The decan gives you the weather for the week and a half. It's the same seasonal method, just kind of zoomed in. And the more specific you can get about the conditions, the more specific you can get about the strategy. And that's why I'm kind of obsessed with these. So Leo season has 3 phases: arrival, Overflow, and what I'm calling the burn off. Okay, that was just me doing that. If you didn't know, it wasn't a sound effect. Anyway, and in 2026, the transits line up with these three phases so clearly, like so cleanly. I'm like, this is a little suspicious, you guys. So, phase 1, let's talk about her. July 23rd through August the 1st, this is the first decan of Leo, and it's ruled by the sun itself, so this is like Leo concentrate, double Leo. This is the moment high summer stops building, and it just arrives. There's no ambiguity, I cannot speak, ambiguous intentions, okay, outside anywhere about what the season it is. And the assignment for these 10 days is kind of like step into visibility, not prepare to be seen, not work on being seen, but nah, child, go be seen now. And the sky is kind of like saying, all right, let me make it easy for you. Because remember, Mercury does go direct the same day as the season starts. So all of that like fog and mist from July will start to lift right as the light peaks. And then July 29th July 29th. That is when the Jupiter is cazimi. Okay, so a cazimi, if you never heard that word before, it is when a planet sits exactly at the heart of the sun, like the exact same degree. Ancient astrologers, they have considered this to be the most dignified place a planet can be. It's like a planet sitting on the throne with the king. And this one is Jupiter, the planet of expansion, luck, abundance, more, in the heart of the sun, in Leo, which is the sun's own sign. This happens in Leo once every 12 years. Once. So whatever you start, launch, publish, claim, or say out loud around July 29th, it's got Jupiter's signature on it, boo. And if you've been sitting on something and you know exactly what that something is, don't you dare hold it past this window. Also, on the same day, there's also a full moon in Aquarius, which is really kind of, I kind of see like the sky asking one balancing question. Like, who is this actually for? I think that's a good question to keep in your pocket because it's going to come back. And then we get to phase 2, which is what I'm calling the overflow phase, August 2nd to August 11th, the Jupiter decan. So, seasonally, this is kind of peak ripeness. This is the part of the summer where everything is just heavy with itself. The days are still long, the fruit is ready, and everything says more. And the assignment here, I think, is like being generous from overflow. Phase 1, you filled the cup, now it pours. And here's the part that kind of got me when I was prepping for this episode, because Jupiter rules this decan, right? Jupiter is also, right now, physically a Leo. So the planet of expansion is standing in its own 10 days of the season in the sign for actually, you guys, the first time in 12 years. Like, everything's stacked. And I think this is the most creatively fertile window of 2026, period. The last time this was happening for me, where I was in my life, I was to me at least, successful wedding photographer. In the grand scales of things, was I successful? No, probably not really. But in the heart of like just getting to like know couples and getting into the gist of it, it was amazing until I sucked and had to leave with a bag over my head. Okay, not really that. I'm dramatic. Okay, I'm sorry. But like, that's kind of what it felt like because I just messed up sometimes. Like, I'm so sorry to my former couples that I messed up. If they ever hear this, I am very, very, very sorry. I was like not knowing. I was 12 years younger. Okay. So like right now I'm 32. Maybe it wasn't a photographer. I don't remember. You know what? Let me shut up. Anyway, so the whole point is that this is a very creative, fertile window of 2026. I was not a wedding photographer. My daughter is 11, and I was a wedding photographer when she was younger. Oh my gosh. So I guess it was a very creative, fertile window because I actually got pregnant at that time frame. Now I'm thinking about it. So how more creative and fertile can you get than that? Than creating a life? You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So, share the work, teach the things, say yes to the bigger room, the collab, the stage that feels one size too big. This is the stretch where scale is on your side. Let's move on. So, phase 3, August 12th to the 22nd, third decan ruled by Mars. And y'all know this feeling even if you have never had words for it. High summer has this edge to it. The heat's still real, but the light, it just kind of starts slanting. In the mornings, they get a little sus, a little suspicious. Nature starts deciding what's worth carrying into the next season and what isn't. And that's Mars energy. Fire with a job to do. Fire that refines. And the assignment becomes to burn off the performance. What survives these 10 days is what is real. And here's what I need you to appreciate what this guy did, okay? Because when I think about it, the total solar eclipse, August 12th at 20 degrees of Leo, 20 degrees is exactly when the third decan starts, y'all. Day 1 of the burn-off phase opens with the moon covering the sun. I don't even need to interpret that for you, I don't think. But I'm going to because that's actually kind of the whole next section. So, the eclipse. Deep breath. A total solar eclipse in Leo is the season's whole premise kind of turned inside out. Leo season is maximum light. The eclipse is the sun going dark in his own sign, in his own season. The season, built on being seen, gets a moment of total darkness in its own house is basically what I'm saying. And just kind of sit with that image because I think that image is the reading. 3 things will make this eclipse enormous, and I'm going to be giving you all 3. The first is a south node eclipse. So remember how I said the nodes just moved? South node into Leo, north node into Aquarius, 18th month chapter. So south node eclipses are about release, stuff leaving. And because it's in Leo, what is actually leaving specifically is performance. Shining for applause, leading for validation, creating for the algorithm, the version of you that's been running on being perceived. And I want to be very clear because some people may hear South Node in Leo and think the sky is punishing Leo energy, but that's not what's happening because this eclipse is not asking you to dim. Instead, I see it asking more of a sharper question of which version of your shine will survive when nobody's clapping. That is going to be the version that stays, and everything else is going to kind of be up for review. So 4 planets in Leo. This is the second thing. At the moment of this eclipse, there are going to be 4 planets in Leo. Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Jupiter. A whole Leo stellium. So every theme of the season, visibility, creativity, leadership, ego, heart, all of it will be turned up to maximum value and then eclipsed. It's a total reset of the entire department. Not one drawer, y'all. The department. Now, who's going to be feeling it the most? It's going to be 15 to 25 degrees fixed signs. So the eclipse, it lands at 20 degrees Leo, which means if you have anything between 15 to 25 degrees of the fixed signs, that's Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, this eclipse will be talking directly to you. And eclipse stories, they unfold over about 6 months. So what starts mid-August is actually really kind of like a fall and winter arc. Now, if you have no clue what degrees your stuff is at, this is literally what I do, okay? I have this thing called the seasonal blueprint where I map your whole chart and I can tell you exactly where this clip will land in your life. It should be linked in the show notes. So moving on before that turns into an ad break. Well, real quick, let's kind of do some eclipse protocol. These slides are actually the only way I keep track of. Otherwise, I would be talking all over the place. But anyway, real quick, eclipse protocol. So you don't plant during an eclipse. And you don't force clarity during one either. Eclipses are not manifestation portals. I don't care what the girl on TikTok said. Just watch. What exits your life around August the 12th was scheduled for removal by a system child way older than your little 5-year-old plan. So let it leave, take some notes, and act later. Okay? That's just a little eclipse protocol. People like to have protocols for Mercury retrograde. You don't need to have them for the eclipse, okay? Because the eclipse are when things be popping. Anyway, so let's do some horoscope times. Here's how this is going to work. I'm going to go through all 12 signs pretty quickly and talk about how each strategy handles high summer 2026. Listen for your sun sign and your rising if you know it. Rising honestly typically hits harder for this stuff, and maybe moons if you know. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so my Aries, my spraying babies. Fire loves fire. So this season is pretty friendly to you. Everything you started back up in the spring, now it's visible. Whether you're proud of it or not, it's visible. And Jupiter wants your creative work in public. And July 29th, that cazimi, it could be your single best launch day of the year. However, there's some complication because Saturn and Neptune are both retrograde in your sign right now. So the season is kind of saying go, and your body could be saying slow. I say listen to both, child. Push hard in that second decan because that's when the eclipse is going to come. Let it edit your audience. Whoever falls away in August was watching you, not with you. And I think there's a difference. And deep down, I'm pretty sure you already know who's who, child. Taurus. Okay, so you build slow and you don't show the build until it's done. I am aware. But high summer, don't care about your timeline, my love. The season is going to be pulling at your foundations into the light, home, roots, the private stuff. And that eclipse is going to be squaring you. So you're one of the 4 signs that's going to be feeling it the most. Something about where you are or how you're rooted, it can get renegotiated because between now and February, that could just be the energy. So don't grip. Your whole strategy, it ends up winning because it can absorb a season of disruption. So let August 12th show you which foundation was actually load-bearing and which one was just familiar, because those are also not the same thing. And I don't know if you would know it as well as Aries would know it, but you'll figure it out. Gemini, your ruler was retrograde all July. So let's be honest. You were foggier than you told people, child. You know you were. Mercury, it goes direct on day 1 of Leo season. So that's kind of your starting gun. And this season is going to favor your voice specifically. Conversations, writing, pitches, the fast connective stuff you are literally built for. And Jupiter's amplifying everything you say. So please, my loves, gently, my Geminis, say it on purpose, but gently. Your window is August 2nd to the 11th when the warmth and the words are both flowing at the eclipse. You know, so listen, just listen. Leo, or Cancer, Cancer, you just survived your entire season with Mercury retrograde parked in your sign, reviewing everything you protect and why. And that is exhausting. Necessary, but child, exhausting. So now High Summer will be inquiring you to let some of what you've been guarding actually be seen. Some, I wouldn't say all. If I'm thinking about it, yeah, I think some. Not all. I would never. But here's the thing, though. What you've protected is mature now. That's what early summer protection is for. Mid-August, Mars will come into your sign and will hand you your energy back. Just watch. August 17th, Mars will square Neptune, and that's charging at something foggy weather type of energy. So verify first, my loves, then move. Visibility is not a threat to your safety this season. I think it's just the proof that your protection has worked. Now, Leo. Hi, Leos. Sit down for me, please. Hi, Leo. So this is your most important birthday season in 12 years, okay? And I'm going to need you to take it seriously. Jupiter in your sign for the first time in 12 years. Eclipse in your sign. South Node in your sign for the next year and a half. This guy is expanding you and editing you at the same time. And underneath all of it, the question your season has always been teaching, which version of your shine is actually yours and which version got built for an audience. Whatever the eclipse takes around August 12th, let it go with both hands. Hold your hands up. Just let it go. Both hands. What's left is the real light. And that real light is enough. It always was. Also, real talk. A birthday inside an eclipse window means your solar return chart this year is for setting themes for years, not months. If this was ever a year to get your chart properly read, it's this one. Again, blueprint should be in the show notes. And, also go get your birthday stickers because the Leo bundles are sitting right there in the shop looking gorgeous. Happy birthday. Who's next? Virgo, step right up. Read all about it. You're the season after this one. And that means you can see the party clearly and you can see everything wrong with the logistics of the party. Virgos, don't fix it. Not your job yet. Leo season is your preseason. The quiet stretch before your turn. Your assignment is to rest and observe. Collect data. Notice what the loud season misses because it misses a lot when they run their mouths. And your moment is already on the calendar. Mercury, your ruler, hits cazimi in your sign on August 27th, days into Virgo season. So the clarity you may feel like you're missing right now, it has a delivery date. You don't need to shine in July. I think you need to be rested for September, okay? Libra. My daughter sign. The collective is releasing performance this season. That whole South Node thing and you, the energy, whose own sign, whose own strategy is choosing what's worth keeping. You get a front row seat before your own season even starts. Watch what falls away. It's research. Just watch it. Meanwhile, socially, this is one of your best months of the year. Venus, your ruler, is in your sign, and on August 17th, she is going to be sextile into Jupiter, which is one of the smoothest aspects of the high summer, the whole summer. Connections made that week have staying power. And actually, it's pretty exciting for me because my daughter starts middle school, and I would just love nothing more for her to be doing good in school, but also be doing good socially in school, because I did not do good in school, socially or otherwise. And don't you always want more for your kids than you were? I do. Anyway, you're the person at High Summer's table who turns the heat into warmth. That's not a small job. Work it, boo. Scorpio, my fixed sign. So this eclipse is squaring you too. And for you, it hits the most public part of your chart, your career and your reputation. The version of you that people think they know, something about your visible life will reset between now and winter. Now, transformation through release is literally your home turf. My best friend is Ashley. She is a Scorpio rising. I was literally sitting down with her at night and she just starts chopping her hair off and it looks amazing. So like I said, transformation through release, she let that shit go, is because you say it's hot, it gotta go. And that is such a logical and like such a Scorpio rising thought to have. But you know this drill better than anyone. But the release this time is control of your image. And I'm pretty sure you just flinched. But High Summer is going to put you in the light whether you curated the moment or not. So let it. The people who actually matter, are not reading the press release anyway if there's one. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to Sag, our Sagittariuses. This one's basically addressed to you personally because Jupiter, your ruler, in a fellow fire sign, trining your sun for the next year, everything expression related is expanding for you. So this season is your invitation to the bigger stage, the class you keep meaning to teach, the trip that's secretly a pilgrimage, the belief that you've been road testing quietly that's ready to be said in public. August 2nd through the 11th is Jupiter's own slice of the season, and that's your peak window. Your whole strategy is faith without a visible destination. And this month, the destination may flicker, but you'll get a glimpse. I think you should aim at it. Now, Capricorn, winter strategy and high summer, your instinct is to distrust anything that comes this easy because your nervous system was built for scarcity and endurance. And abundance without a ledger, it will feel like a trap, but it's not a trap. This season is going to pull you into depth territory, shared resources, intimacy, the stuff where control is not the currency. And the eclipse, it'll give you one more question. What would you keep doing if nobody ever handed you a title for it? Because, see, you don't have to become a person who suns themselves on a rock. One season. Give us one season of receiving without immediately calculating what you owe. I think that's your discipline this month. And, child, that's probably hard on the mountain for y'all. But try it. Try, receive, and not calculate what your bill is, okay? So, unless you got a real bill to pay, then pay that shit. So, Aquarius, this season is honestly, when I think about it, a lot more about you than it looks. Because the North Node just walked to your sign for 18 months. You're literally the direction the whole collective is being pulled towards. Community over performance, when I really think about it. Like, contribution over applause. And that's your language. And everybody's about to learn it, whether we like it or not. And the full moon in your sign, July 29th, opens the season with a mirror. And the eclipse on August the 12th lands directly opposite you. So every reset happening in Leo territory echoes straight through your closest relationships. And the question of the month for you becomes, who reflects you accurately? And who's ever only reflected the performance? And you are good enough to see long patterns better than anybody. So just trust what August shows you. Now, Pisces. Hi, Pisces. I know you weren't listening because you lost your attention, okay? Come here. The sky is keeping a secret from everyone else, and it concerns you. You see, 5 days after Leo season ends, August 27th, there's a lunar eclipse in your sign. So this whole month is your kind of like wind up. Now, your strategy, it makes you porous. I'm a Pisces, so I know. That's our gift. Okay, come on. And high summer is loud. So your assignment is boundaries around your energy at the party, okay? You can attend, you can enjoy, and you can leave before you stop absorbing the room. You know exactly the moment I'm talking about. Use this season's fire for your own work. Make the thing instead of feeling everybody else's feelings about their things. Am I sounding personal? Because it's personal for me too, child. And whatever starts softening or blurring in late August, it was already dissolving. And even though I still don't know how to let go, your season knows how to let go. It's the thing that we're supposed to even do this. But Kayla struggles with it, okay? Moving on. If I can find my cursor. Okay. If you remember nothing else, let's do a little cheat sheet, okay? Because here's the thing, and then I'll let you go. This season's not asking you to be louder. Everybody, I think, gets that wrong about Leo season every single year. It's wanting you to be visible without the mask, showing up as yourself, generous without sending an invoice, and honestly, actually honest about which parts of yours shine that were ever really yours. Because the sun doesn't perform. It just gives light because it's full. So it's up to you to go be that. Okay. If you want this whole breakdown in writing, the full Leo season guide is up on the blog at cosmicallycreated.com with every date we covered today. If you're a Leo or if you love one, the Leo sticker bundles are in the shop, soft, bold, or the complete collection. They're hand designed. I print them in my studio. They're perfect birthday gifts. I'm just saying. And if this episode had you going, okay, but yo, where does the eclipse hit my chart? That's exactly what the seasonal blueprint is. 40 pages, your whole chart, your whole year ahead through the seasonal lens. I only do about 8 a month, so come on. And I also have a free framework guide at the site, too, if you're brand new. And you want all 12 signs as survival strategies. Start there. It's free. It's the lens for everything I do. So that's Leo season 2026. 3 seasons, 1 nervous systems, and for the next month, maximum light. Use it, and I'll see you next episode.